Hey, everybody, welcome back to U.S. history. We're going to talk about Standard 8C, which is how the Mexican War led to the growing sectionalism between the North and the South. So, if you recall back to the previous video, United States citizens had moved into Mexico, which is now modern day Texas. All right, so they had moved into Mexico, decided they didn't want to stay Mexican, so they got together, they fought for their independence, just like their ancestors did in the American Revolution, and they won. They got their independence. They created their own country. Mexico's not very happy about this. However, not too long after having their own Republic of Texas, they decided to join the United States, and the United States was very happy to have them join. Mexico, however, is not very happy about this. Excuse me. So, we're going to have some conflict between the United States and with Mexico. So what ends up happening is the United States sends troops down to the Republic of Texas. Mexico has their troops up here near the same area as well. And you got to keep in mind, in order for the United States, to fulfill manifest destiny, Mexico is going to have to get out of our way, so to speak. So we're going to have some armed conflict with Mexico, and that's what's going to be known as the Mexican War. And that's what this image over here on the right is going to show you. So the war didn't last all that long. We win. We basically provoked them into a fight. Mexico's, again, they're not happy about losing their land that was Texas. We get in a fight with them, a war, and we win. And the analogy I have is kind of, if you've ever seen somebody get beat up and they get their stuff taken from them after they got beat up, it's kind of what we did in Mexico. We picked a fight with them. We won. We beat them up, and then we took their land. And that's what this map is showing you over here. If you look at the left-hand side, remember up here in the corner, that's what we got from Oregon from England. All this yellow part down here, the Mexican cession, that's what we get from Mexico after we beat them in a war and take their land. The rest of Texas that was kind of in dispute after the Republic of Texas and Texas independence, that's ours as well. And you see, just 1845, just 3 years later, all this land, a good quarter of today's United States, we get because of Texas independence and the subsequent Mexican War. So the question's asking us, the standard's asking us, how did this impact the growing sectionalism between the North and South? How did the Mexican War do that? Think back to that Missouri Compromise. Remember how Missouri came in as a slave state, Maine came in as a free state, then the bottom border of Missouri as it goes across, any state under that would be slave, any state over that would be North. Well, all this land, here's the bottom border of Missouri. If it goes all the way across, well, that's a whole lot of new states that'll be coming in from that land we got from Mexico. And you see them in California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. 4 new states come in from that land that we got from Mexico. And so how does this impact the growing sectionalism? Are they going to be slave states or are they going to be free states? Based on the Missouri Compromise, they would be slave states since they are under this bottom border. However, it's not going to be quite that simple. There's a man named David Wilmot. He's a representative in Congress at the time. And he knows what the Missouri Compromise said. He knows what the agreement was. However, he puts forward a law or a proposed law that says here, there shall be neither slavery, so no slaves, nor involuntary servitude, any kind of serfdom, slave, indentured servant, in any territory of the continent of America which shall hereafter be acquired or annexed to the United States. What he's saying is, hey, this land we just got from Mexico, we're not having slavery or any kind of involuntary servitude here. Wilmot puts forward what's known as the Wilmot Proviso. A proviso is kind of a law or an idea, suggestion. And he's saying that, hey, never mind that Missouri Compromise that we had. I don't think we should have slavery or any kind of involuntary servitude in this new land moving forward. Now, how do you think the South's going to react to that? Remember the competition between North and South. The South wants more slave states on their side so they can get slavery issues decided on in their favor. The North, they don't want more slave states. They want more free states on their side. So moving forward, they can vote for more anti-slavery things. So the South had an agreement with the Missouri Compromise. Wilmot steps up and says, no, I don't think we should have more slaves here. This is going to drive a wedge deeper in between the North and the South. further strengthening the sectionalism between the North and the South. The anti-slavery position outlined in this Wilmot Proviso, it doesn't pass, it doesn't get approved. However, the idea is still there. That Missouri Compromise didn't solve the problem. We still have some lingering issues on this question of slavery as we move forward, completing Manifest Destiny, and it's leading to the increased sectionalism between the North and the South. You can't have it both ways. You can't have some state, some not slave state. You got to have one or the other. And it's starting to get to that point where no matter what compromises we have, the conflict's not going to go away. The sectionalism is getting worse, and you're not having United States anymore. You're having Southern states and you're having Northern states. You're having slave states, you're having anti slave states. And that's exactly what the Mexican War brought forward, the resulting sectionalism. All right, we're going to finish Manifest Destiny in the next lesson. Until then, stay tuned and thank you.